Hey guys, this is Safina and you are watching A King's Love Convos. Everyone has their different idols. For some people it may be sports, for some people it may be sex, for some people it may be a person. A lot of us women, what our idol is tends to be marriage, tends to be romance. And all of these things are beautiful and all of these things are great and it's something that God created, but it's never to supersede our love for God and our worship to God. Even within the church, we kind of Christianize the whole fairy tale romance thing, and we've turned it into like a fairy tale, and we've turned it into something that's all about us and all about getting our needs met and all about just getting a ring, but we just put a Christian twist to it. Idolizing marriage, idolizing relationships is definitely something that I've done in the past. That's how we're wired. We are dreaming of our wedding ever since we're like 2 and thinking of our dream man and already having our dress picked out without having a man to even marry. And I felt like we definitely have just this la la land, fairy tale land perception of what marriage is. Christ-centered relationships are difficult, and it's not about us. It's not about getting our needs met. It's not about being able to flash a fancy ring. It's not about, just being able to go around saying you have a man or changing your relationship status on Facebook. It's so much bigger than that, and it's about purpose, and it's about coming together and being able to be a powerhouse couple for God, to change the world for God. Not so, we could just have legal sex and to not feel convicted about it. I believe a lot of us have gotten distracted from our purpose. A lot of us center our whole lives around when I meet my husband. What I would really like to just reiterate is that you have a purpose with or without a ring. I have a purpose with or without a ring. Whether I stay single for the rest of my life or whether I get married tomorrow, that does not change the fact that I have a purpose. God has given me gifts, God has given me talents, God has given me things to do here on this earth for His glory. You have a purpose regardless of your relationship status. So stop centering your life around when I meet my husband. We could declare, we could decree that this is my year to get blessed, to get a man and all of this stuff. But at the end of the day, God does not owe us a husband. And we need to get so focused on God and so in love and so enamored in Him, where we can honestly sit back and say, you know what, God, if you never ever send me a man and if I never ever get married, I'm still gonna serve you and I'm still gonna love you with all of my heart. And a lot of us are not there. We're still seeking God, not for His face, but for a ring and for a man. And we think that a man is somewhat a cookie for us being content or for us serving Him. And we're just doing these things and going through the motions so that we can keep ourselves busy while we're waiting for a man. A man may not be on the other side, but is God enough? Is He enough for you? Is He enough for me? And that's the question that we always have to be asking. Deuteronomy 4:16 says, "So do not corrupt yourselves by making an idol of any form, whether of a man or a woman." Idolatry is idolatry, regardless of what it is. And sometimes what we do is that we take God's creation and we worship the creation more than we worship the Creator. So we're worshiping the idea and the creation of marriage more than we're worshiping God. We just need to get focused. We just need to get focused. And I know it's hard and I know it's difficult. And I know some people may say, well, that's easy for you to say because you're only 23. Try being, 45 or 50 or 30 something and still waiting for your husband and being single. It gets lonely. I get it. It's hard. It's difficult. You see everybody, you look on your Facebook and you see everybody's getting engaged. You see everybody's in these great relationships or whatever. But I really just want to challenge you to get your eyes off of your Facebook timeline and Instagram and really just press into God and ask Him to break your heart to the point where you are truly content in Him. And be real. If you're not content in Him and you really are just like, God, I just want me a man, be honest with Him and allow Him to transform you and to change you, and He will help you. The altar isn't the finish line. Heaven is. So what we tend to do as women is that we look at the altar and we look at getting married as that's the finish line. That's what I'm after. And when I get there, I done made it. And it's not the case. Like, heaven is the finish line. When we meet Jesus is the finish line. God is not going to ask you about the ring on my finger or the ring on your finger. He's going to ask you about how you loved the man that put the ring on your finger, or how you loved people through that and what you did with the gifts and the talents that He asked you. So it's not about getting a ring. It's about being transformed, and it's about doing His work. Like, you have an assignment, you have a purpose, and so many of us are not doing that, and we're not fulfilling that because we're so worried about, God, where's my Adam? God, I've been single for this. God, I've been single for this. We have a purpose and we have a mission with or without a ring. We all have a gift. There are things in you that you probably don't even realize that you have. There's probably things in me that I probably don't even know that I have, or gifts and talents. And God has like deposited these gifts that God wants to take out of you so that you can be a blessing to the people around you. But it's like, how can we be a blessing and how could we serve other people if we're so worried about serving our thirst for a man? You know what I mean? And I think it's dangerous, honestly, to get into a relationship not knowing your purpose or not having a purpose other than just being in a relationship, because it's so much bigger than that. And you don't want to base your life around a person. You want to base your life around Jesus. If God were to come down and tell you that you will never get married, would that be the end of your world? Would you stop serving God? Please don't think I'm trying to like villainize marriage or relationships. No, it is a beautiful God-given thing. But like I said, we cannot worship the creation more than we worship the creator. God doesn't owe us anything. God doesn't owe us marriage. God doesn't owe us a husband. It's all a gift. It's all a gift. So if your world, or if my world comes crashing down, or would come crashing down, and I would never want to, and I don't want to serve God, I don't want to, worship him anymore because he told me that I was going to get married. Like, is that your main goal? Are you just praying and seeking God for a husband, or are you just seeking God for who he is and what he's done? Again, I know it's difficult, and it's something that I constantly have to remind myself of. It's something that I have to remember, not to put marriage, not to put my relationship, not to put anything on a pedestal other than God. Whether I'm married, whether I'm single, whatever season I'm in life, it has to be God first. I just want to encourage you with that. I really just appreciate you guys for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to my blog, SafinaCarla.com, and don't forget to subscribe here to A King's Love Convos. So, later, y'all. Regardless of my relationship status, I still have a purpose.